Ryan and Abigail tell about their third trimester. They changed providers at 34 weeks, hired a doula, took Lamaze Healthy Birth Classes, and had the birth of their dreams with Ryan catching.
Well, we started looking at some of the statistics related to C-sections at the hospital that we were going to have to deliver at, and we weren't happy with the numbers that we saw. And several of the conversations that we'd had with the OB that I'd been with since we moved to Dallas, every time I walked away feeling like, I don't feel like super supported here. I don't feel like she's really, like, takes very seriously what I want this to look like, and you know what my goals are in terms of having a natural childbirth and all of that.
I mean, that was a catalyst, I think, for finding a place where we could take classes.
Right.
She kept walking out of there frustrated, and I kept walking out of there with more questions that I went in with. And I remember asking, are there any, do y'all do any
birth
classes? And they just said, oh, you have to look it up on the hospital's website. Okay.
Well, and then also, you've done it before. There'll be a nurse that'll be there when you're going through it that can tell you what's going on. And I was like, I don't want to know have someone tell me what's happening, like, as I'm giving birth. Like, I want to be prepared for this. Yeah. So his mother is a labor and delivery nurse in Austin. And so we called her and we're like, do you know anyone in Dallas? Do you know any providers in Dallas? I have a girlfriend who is a midwife in Austin. And she gave me a few recommendations, and so we started kind of looking around. But his mother had met some people with Mother Me at an event that she had been at, or at a conference. And so she recommended checking y'all out, which was really cool. And we went and saw the class, and I was like, oh, and they also do doulas, and oh my gosh, they do all these other things. And I was like, I feel like I'm at this place all the time. But
second home.
Yeah. Well, and then when we started looking into actually selecting a doula for the birth, I talked with all the people there, and everyone also recommended if I wanted a certain outcome that maybe I needed to find a different provider. And some of the recommendations they gave me matched the recommendations of my girlfriend, who was a midwife who had done her schooling at Baylor. And so, we found Swiss OB-GYN, and I was very happy with Dr. Payne, and I just sat down with him, and every question that I asked, he answered the way that I had hoped he would. And it was really late in the game. I mean, it was like 6 weeks before he was, 8 weeks before he was born that we switched. But every time I went in there, I'd have another set of questions to ask, and he was very much, this is your birth. I'm here to help you get your birth and what you want.
We walked out of there with questions being answered versus, oh, here's another rabbit hole to kind of go down to find the answers.
And I felt very, very grateful that, as a doctor, it wasn't like, I know when I'm talking about you're going to do what I tell you to. It was, I will give you the information that you need, and I will help you try to get what you want out of this. I can tell you if something's not going to work and give you options.
So 6 weeks wasn't a deal breaker as far as developing a relationship?
No, I mean, I think it was really great, and he was very supportive when we came into the hospital, when he came to visit us.
Told me I was going to put him out of a job.
And this house.
So, I mean, it was a really positive experience. I cannot be happier that we switched providers when we did. It was the right decision to make, and I think it made all the difference in terms of my peace going into it, which I think makes a huge difference in your ability to deal with the chaos that could come along with birth, and knowing that you have like a team of people around you that are the right people.
And he was honest with you. I joined you guys for one visit, and we started asking some of the maybe not that pleasant questions, like what if we get to induction, and what if we, and he was like, he was honest. He's the only doctor I've heard so far saying, well, 41 plus 3, nothing beneficial happens to the baby, so that's when I would like to induce. So he's honest. We hear so many doctors say, oh, you can go, technically you can go to 42 weeks.
Actually,
and they will always find a reason for not going to 42. So you can really, he's a man you can trust because he's honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, let the baby do his thing versus.
Yeah.
I mean, at the other place, I kind of felt that they would be like, okay, 39 weeks, you should come in and we should just do this. More like a business transaction versus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again, it's your birth or it's our birth and his birth, so let's kind of work on his time, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
I still think in the future, if I have another child, I probably will not do the hospital route. Now that I know that I can do it at home.
Yeah.
But it will be assisted.
Well, knock on wood.
Yeah.
You know, at least by somebody
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
trust. Here you go.
Someone with some experience.
Yeah.